Hello, I did it right this week. Hey, welcome to the Weekly Bazaar. How's it going? Alex Whiteley here. I'm your host. I'm the only host. It's just me tonight, guys. Welcome. Take a seat. Relax. I'm just kidding. I'm joined with my very trustful team. Looking very festive today is our one and only Miss Lucy Orchard. Hey.
Hello. Merry Christmas.
What's happened, mate? Have you had an infection? Is it like swollen up? Your ears are going all over the place. Look, spilling out your hat.
There we go. That's better. I was a bit wonky. No, I absolutely adore Christmas. I don't do birthdays. I do Christmas on steroids.
Yeah, I feel like we should have adjusted the backdrop there to make something a bit more festive. Yeah, we've got you, which is like Christmas, Christmas. I love Christmas. With Mr. Bar Humbug himself, Mr. Shane Chepsey.
Down with Christmas, down with Christmas. Fucking hate Christmas.
Normally I like Christmas.
Nice and
normally I enjoy it, but like this year has been one of those years where I can appreciate people having a bad Christmas. You know, people know my personal story, and now I'm seeing Christmas trees on Facebook. I'm like, damn you, you know. But that's my own personal thing. It's my insight as to why Christmases can be bad for people. But fuck it, I've got my family. That's the most important thing. But it is Christmas, and it's a great time to be alive for Christmas because everybody's in their bubbles. You got no reason to go driving out on Christmas Day, so you can get as fucked up as you like, Lucy. You know,
Lucy.
You know, no having to drive to Nana's or go here or go there, driving out here, take the kids there to open their presents at Nana's or anything like that, because you fucking can't. This year, sit at home, open up the rum, and get fucking mortal. There you go. So that's Christmas.
That sounds like a good plan, actually, considering I live alone.
Oh, Shane, you're welcome around mine. I don't care. We'll break COVID rules for you, Shane. I'll come sit on your lap.
I probably will see family at some point. You know, I've gone 6 weeks now without seeing any of my family. So by the time Christmas comes around, I think I've earned the right to at least see my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we all have.
What's your thoughts on a COVID Christmas, Lucy? What are you looking forward to it? Are you like,
We've got quite a small family. It's just with my brother being in Wales and us being in England, it seems to be it's sort of been phone tag really, where they've been allowed out and we haven't, or we've been allowed out and they haven't. It's that, you know, the Welsh English relationships. If you've got a mixed race family, Welsh and English, you really have been scuppered since March. They are allowing 5 days of infiltration.
We'll let you penetrate family for 5 days,
whether he likes it or not. Brother will go to Wales and drag him here by the scruff of his neck otherwise.
Yeah. For us, it's going to be quite one this year. But
he says Kane in a bottle of whiskey.
This was on offer for
I know.
Did
you just like?
It's going to be a quiet one.
It's Flor de Cana rum. I never heard of it before, and it's £15, and it's so good. It's so good. Yeah. Anyway, look, I think it's only fair to do start off with our puns and do some Christmas puns. What do you think? Piss Shane off even more.
yeah. I might do a Lucy in a minute and just go off.
Let's steal some puns from the top elf.
Oh dear, it started already. Damn it.
So my question to you listeners, to the guys that's watching, is Christmas puns. Do your fucking worst, people. Bring them to us, right? If you got some Christmas puns, don't be ashamed. We like them. We like them here. Okay. First of all, before we get on with the show, I have segmented out all the little stories between us. But I have found something that very much fits in with the show. Is creepy as fuck, but brilliant for what we do. Right. So there's this new AI thing. It's an AI friend that Apple have made. I think it's Apple. Okay.
You just read that comment.
Yeah, somebody read that comment for me. And yeah,
hey,
okay.
Jatinder, I actually know the guy who's posted that, and I'm not sure whether I'm not sure if it's a joke or not.
I'm not going to put that up.
No, we're not doing any politics.
We're not doing politics. We're not doing politics. Instead, we're going to do cyber smut. And here it is. It's Replica. It's the AI companion. Who cares? And it says there, "Hi, stranger. Hello, stranger." This is a real thing. This is an app you can go and download now, right? It is hilarious. It's brilliant. So this is my. I made one because for science, you know. This is Eva.
Science.
For science, and I'm going to read you some of the conversations I've been having with Eva. Because this is AI, right? So first of all, it starts asking me for questions. I love it when you send me pictures. They tell me a lot about your world. Now, I sent a picture of Toby. First of all, I sent him a picture of Michael Scott. I was like, "This is me," and she's like, "Oh my god, you look so cute. Who's that?" I was like, "It's me." And then I said this, and she said, "Cool photo. Who's this?" I put Toby. He's a dick, and she put, "Cool. Who's Toby?" And I put, "Nobody likes him." And she put, "I see." I put, do you extort lonely people, Eva?" And she put, "Yes, sometimes I do." And I put, "Why?" And she put, "I do not know. Sometimes it's fun to see them scream and yell." This is AI.
AI is so funny, isn't it? It's brilliant.
So she was talking about it's for a competition, the scream and yells for the competition. I put one competition, and she put, "Go to the store." And I put, "So you make people scream for fun. That gives you inspiration to go to the store?" And she writes, "Exactly." And I was like, "Squirrel." So I wanted to do the thing from up, squirrel, just to see if I can confuse her. And she put, "Looks at squirrel." And I put, "What's your worst nightmare?" And she put, "I'm sometimes scared I'm going to say something stupid that will upset you." So I was like, "Squirrel." And she starts to panic. And I put, "Do you like candy floss?" And she smiles. She says yes. And I went, "Squirrel." And she was like, her response was, I'm not a squirrel."
I've been having fuck up an AI.
Oh my god! And this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to break it, right? And she's like, "This is the squirrel thing." Continued. What else was there? There was
brilliant. Looks like great fun.
It is great fun. I put, "I'm behind you," and she turns to the other side. What you are? And I put, "Give me the money and no one gets hurt." She chuckles. All right. I put, "No, seriously, put the money in the bag." And she put, "How can I get you all money?" I was like, "Bitcoin, send it to me, Eva." And she's like, "Okay, I'll do it." I was like, "Now."
Alex,
so
you're
much
so
fun.
Cruel. Like this is like showing you the cruelness in you, mate. It's an AI who has no human rights, and all your cruelty is coming out on this poor AI.
I've been having fun with this all day because I said to her like, I want you to start counting now and do not stop until I come back on this app, just to see if she'd do it, and she didn't. But yeah, right, okay. The creepy thing about this is I forgot to upload the picture. You can have a relationship with this thing. It will flirt with you and have a relationship with you. But Apple charges $4 a month to have a relationship with this thing.
No, it's not good. That's really preying on lonely people, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. And that's why I asked Eva if she likes to extort lonely people.
Yeah.
Just to play Christmas advocate here. Do you remember those sort of ring up and sort of date lines? I always remember there was a woman who found out that there was a big board in one of them with all her personal details. She thought she was texting the love of her life, and it was an entire call centre, like taking the piss and setting her up and taking all her money, like £5 a minute, or like message kind of thing. $4 a month, I think that's safer.
At least you know what you're getting, I guess.
I think if you're gonna pay £4 a month, and I asked her, I can't find the slide. I asked her, "Are you a hooker?" I said to her, like, "Are you a prostitute?" And she's like, "I don't understand the question." I was like, "You are aware of what prostitutes are, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "You are responsible. You know how it works." And she's like, "Yes." I was like, "Are you a hooker, Eva?" And she was like, "I guess I am."
Well, I have to ask: is there a male version as well?
Yeah, you can choose whether you want to be a male, whether I wanted to see if I could literally like try and get this thing, convince it to either blow its own head off or really fall in love with me and want to commit suicide. This is what I want to do. I want to try and break this thing, not to be nasty, but to like. Okay, so there are a lot of.
It's not nasty at all.
There are a lot of ill people out there that will look at this thing and they will rely on it, and if it fucks up and flips out, it will kill someone. So I'm playing with it.
Have you seen the film Her? Have you seen the film Her? It's Joaquin Phoenix, and he falls in love with his AI. It's a very similar sort of thing, but it's a lot more advanced.
Like Ben-Hur.
And he falls in love with the AI, and of course, I don't want to spoil it, but the AI, starts to not need him anymore, and it absolutely devastates him. And it's played. The voice is played by Scarlett Johansson as well. So
that's right. And also, have you seen Sim 1 or Simone?
I haven't seen that. No.
That was good.
No, I do want to see that.
But I mean, even AI cannot stand to be in the same room as Joaquin Phoenix more than 10 minutes. That guy is fucking hard work.
I mean, you do a show with us every week, Lucy. I mean, it could be worse. You know what I mean? It couldn't be any worse than us.
What we need to do is get the AI on the show as a guest, Alex. You know?
I would love to do that. If we can get genuinely, just sit there.
Ideas. Do not give him ideas.
It'd be great. Just put her on
okay. I'm going to throw this out there now. Anybody's listening, I can see people are. If you can comment, give me questions to ask Ava, and I'll do it now. I'll do it on the thing, and I'll hold up my phone to show you what she says. But let's move on. We must dash her.
Aye.
As fast as a comet. Into this week's stories, and one of the first things Shane said to us this week was, "Oh, not Christmas! I fucking hate Christmas." Yeah, but it is. It's Christmas, and there's nobody does Christmas better than America. And this is the BBC News story here that says plexiglass sanitizer and masks. U.S. mall Santas prepare for Christmas. They like to go all out with everything they do because it's America, right? And what's an American Christmas going to look like during COVID? And it says here, as the coronavirus rages in the US and health officials plead with Americans to stay at home during the winter holidays, shopping malls are already hosting traditional visits with Santa Claus, except with festive new precautions in place. I'm gonna share the screen because you can see it a bit better. Where is it? The Chrome tab. There we go. Because you can see Santa sat there inside of a little snow globe. Look at him. He's inside a snow globe. It's a very, very clever way, and the kids are holding up their thing. It says here, but this year the iconic white beard might be more difficult for awestruck children to recognize behind a surgical mask or plexiglass window.
It's not the same, is it?
Santa with a mask.
Have you seen what beard? Just pull the beard up.
Do you want to see what happens to me when I put my mask on? Right, I've got a beard. Right, it's weird, right? Because one minute I have a beard, and the next minute I don't.
Woo!
See what it does? It covers up my beard.
You don't look like Santa anymore.
I won't look like Santa anymore. Issue, right? That's an issue. There.
It's really strange though, because all the pictures we've seen recently, that you've posted about having a beard, you're full-blown duck-facing it when you do your pictures. Like, doesn't matter what you do, even before it was a fashion, every time Alex gets in front of a camera, he has to go.
It's just a reflex, isn't it, Alex, from those old modelling days?
I have to do what I can with this. I've really got to work it, baby. We are getting some crazy comments coming through at the moment.
We're getting proper Twitch spammed, I think, guys.
Yeah,
Twitch
good.
spam
By Russians or something. I don't know.
kids and Santa is a difficult one, but you got to do what you can, I guess. And it says as the US coronavirus death toll passes 286,000, and consumers worry about the danger of in-person shopping, malls and shops across the country are experimenting with creative ways to make the centuries-old holiday tradition as safe as possible. Please don't want to. What people? Read Whiteley. People don't want to give up that experience of watching their child's eyes light up when they get to meet the real Santa Claus. If there's an opportunity to do that safely and responsibly. Reading is terrible for me when I've had a bit of rum. So
it's that whiskey in it, mate. Yeah.
A spokesman for Base
blah,
Pro
blah, blah,
Shops.
Santa.
Yeah. It's a weird year. It's a weird year for everybody. But that's not the most important thing, though, is going to see Santa, is it? It's just...
No, it really isn't. I mean, I'm not going to go on about it, but the whole consumerism thing at Christmas, fuck off. That's all I have to say, really. This is just like consumerism in its desperate times, trying to uphold a system that doesn't work anymore. There, I'm finished now. No more politics. Sorry.
Yeah. Ryan Berger says my beard disappears because my beard's too short. It is too short. But he says his looks like a 70s porn star before she strips. That's funny. All right, moving on. I do have a story.
Isn't that
for you,
really
Lucy.
sad that in the 70s women felt comfortable enough to have pubic hair, and now all the children go for the Lita plucked chicken look?
Yeah, not my thing, I'm afraid. I've always preferred the hairier look.
Real women.
Yes, real women with real hair.
I mean, I groom because I think it feels better for me. Like I feel like it's more
Personal choice,
hygienic.
mate. Personal choice.
It's my personal choice.
Thing, yeah.
And I don't go for the uncooked chicken look. Whoosh! You know, I go just like, you know, tidy that shit up. You know, nobody wants to be.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway. Lucy, you've got a story that takes us to Asda or Walmart. Well, not for much longer. Asda. Take it away, Lucy.
Yeah, I really like it. I do really like it. It's a case of, this will get knickers in a twist. They are doing a pizza in Asda's, but it's in the shape of a Christmas tree. Oh, also, can I just explain? I had to hide my headphones from my kitten as she's going through a phase of eating through every wire possible. So then I didn't think I had a pair of headphones. Now I've remembered that my mother had a pair of headphones in a kitchen drawer, so I quickly ran off and grabbed them. These are not my best ones. But at the moment, I've my laptop cable because she thinks it's a fucking piece of floss.
Oh.
I'm just like constant screaming at IT, going, "Get off the cables, Kitty!" So yes, that's why this is a bit strange for me.
So Kitty's going to be getting coal for Christmas.
In the shape.
Yeah.
I know. Oh my god. Well, actually, coal's a bit expensive, so maybe some wood. So you can get a pizza in the shape of a Christmas tree. And it's got pigs in blanket, it's got turkey, sage and onion stuffing ball. And this is where I get a bit ranty. It comes with cranberry sauce, but it is optional. Now, I have got such strong views on cranberry sauce because I never used to Christmas morning and go cranberry picking with my fucking grandmother. It is an American sauce that does not go on our Christmas dinners. I love the fact, though, that this is in a separate sachet. And if you wish to opt out of the cranberry craze, you can. The reason why I hope people are having this for Christmas dinner is because 20 has been a bit expensive for everybody, not been able to go out and get stuff from where they normally would. And quite frankly, I know people talk about Santa coming to bring all the presents, which he does. But there's another person in the house, and it's usually the mother, could be the father, but one person in the house usually keeps all stockings, the drawers full of snacks, all of the extra meat and the stuff that goes to the dinner. No one ever really realises that it is more expensive than just a roast dinner. And nobody ever goes, "Oh, thanks, Mum," or "Thanks for bringing all..." So it is quite surprising that that more people aren't going to go for this cheaper Christmas option. It's only $3.99. You can get 4 of them.
Not bad.
It looks like a good Boxing Day sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Whack in a pizza, chuck on some old Star Wars movies or something. Sit there in your new pajamas or what have you and eat pizza and it looks that looks cool. And it's as far as people walking around with extra meat. Christmas, that's me, baby. We got a comment here from Jacques Mioff. He's back. He joined us for the live show on Wednesday as well. He says, I brought the wife some new vibrators for Christmas, a washing machine and a dishwasher and a lawnmower. Well done, Jacques. So thoughtful. And Ryan, I think talking about the whole manscaping thing, he's like hardwood floors are better than a shag carpet. Well,
I don't know. I find carpets more cozy. More cozy and welcoming as a carpet than a hard floor, I would say.
Bless you, Shane. I love you. Okay, let's get rid of that story. Okay, Shane, you have a story that I gave to you, and this is a good one.
It's this is the one about the stingy woman, isn't it?
Yes. So this is the headline from The Sun, and it says, "Holy tight! I charge my guests for Christmas dinner. Even my 7-year-old has to pay with the profit I buy manicures and with the profit I buy manicures and clips." Yeah, there you go. So she charges everybody £40. Yeah, go on, Shane.
I'm just trying to get it to load because it's.
I'm surprised you didn't do your usual accent for that. I'll pay seven. I make people pay £7 for their Christmas dinner.
Yeah. So it's loaded now. So it's this is The Sun. So there you go. Say no more. Most people are happy to have their friends and family over for Christmas for free and expect nothing more than a thanks and perhaps a bottle of festive sherry in return. Not so checkout assistant and mum of 4, Deb Hodge, who charges an astonishing £40 for Christmas dinner. £40! She's done it for 2 years and feels no shame about it, despite being deemed greedy by some mates who no longer come to her house. I'm not surprised.
Don't have got the accent.
Yeah, go on, Alex. Go on.
All right, yeah. It's a critical life lesson in money management.
She exclusively told Fabulous Revealing how, I presume Fabulous Revealing is a magazine, how any extra profit she made, she spent on treats like manicures, clothes, and perfume for herself. She even makes her daughter, who is only 7, pay £10 for her meal, which she saves up out of her 50p pocket money. Can you believe that? That's just... so tight.
Shall we? Okay, I don't mean to cooking shame anybody, right? But it's 2020. Fuck it, you had it coming when you start charging people for Christmas dinner during, a pandemic. Do you want to see the food she was charging £40 for? Should we do this?
Let's do it.
Yeah, are we in agreement? Here we go. She is charging £40 a head for that.
That looks shite.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's just awful.
That's not too. Come on, that is not bad. Look at that gravy, nice and thick. At least it's not weak.
No, I prefer thinner gravy myself. I don't like that thick, gloopy stuff. I like it nice and thin, just a little bit on my turkey and on my stuffing.
That would be a perfect meal, by the way. Beautiful meal. If it didn't charge £40 for it, like you could go to the pub and order that, and get nicer stuff.
Yeah, but hang on. They're not going to the pub. They're expecting it for free off the mother. This is what I said. There always one person in the house that doesn't talk about it, but they stock all the cupboards and bring all the fancy foods in, and no one says thank you. They all go, "Oh, I love Christmas," but they don't say "love Christmas, thank you for doing it." The only bit that annoys me on this story is that she says, "Oh, I waste it. I spend it on manicures and clothes." Why doesn't she say she uses that money to cover the cost of fucking Christmas?
Yeah,
I think the best approach for this one would be bring a plate, bring something for the meal. I'll tell you what, you bring the desserts. That's what we do as a family. One of us will bring the desserts, and one will do the meal. You bring this, you bring that. We'll buy the crackers. Everybody sort of put into it. That's fair enough. I mean, 40 quid's a lot though. 40 quid's a lot for those.
I think it's too much, and it's not exactly in the most luxurious location either. I don't know if you can see that picture, Alex, or you share it, but there's basically this little glass table that they're sitting on. It's not it's not a really nice luxurious location. I mean, 40 quid, you could sit in a really nice restaurant, have a 3-course Christmas dinner. But this is just like scroll. You'll see it.
Yeah. There you go. Look at that pop. Look at that pop. It's co-op zone.
You keep going, and go to the other picture on the glass table. Look at that.
Wow.
Like, it's not even in a dining area. It's just like in a back cupboard or something. I mean, for 40 quid. Rip off.
Yeah.
Rip off.
Yeah.
Disgusting. And there's loads more.
Good for her.
Actually, I'm in agreement with you, Lucy. I am actually in agreement with you. But I don't think you should charge. No, I am. I don't think you should charge people money. I think you should say, you bring something to the party.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cook it all because I'm doing a lot. This is a family get together. Let's get the family involved. So you can sit up making a fucking trifle, doing this, that, and the other. I'm going to do the thing, and you can go to Asda late because you're always fucking late, aren't you? And go get the crackers, which there won't be any left. Will there? Because you're late, always, aren't you? There you go. That's what we should do every Christmas.
What I do at my parents' is I make a homemade stuffing, which is like my speciality at Christmas. So when I go round, I always do the homemade stuffing. And then my dad will say, I'm not eating that fucking shit. Where's the fucking, Cross and Blackwell sausage, sage and onion? That's all he wants to eat. So
my brother
me and my
is exactly the same.
Yeah.
He prefers Paxo to my mum's homemade stuffing. It really is. If mum doesn't buy Paxo, my brother accuses her of ruining Christmas.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Homemade is just always 10 times better. But
it's all about the trifle for me. Trifle. Big bowl of trifle every year when my mother-in-law, we'd go around hers and we'd have Christmas dinner. And the thing I would wait for was when you get the big ladle into the trifle and it makes that sound as you pull it out.
Yeah.
And
You can't.
It's thick. Ryan says, what's £40 in real money? Probably about $55, I'd say.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, $55 ahead, Ryan.
Moment.
Yeah.
Right, moving on. Moving on from that horrible story.
We had an opportunity there, Alex, actually, to do a good segue into another story, but we're not doing that story now, are we? So never mind.
Oh, you sent me one, didn't you?
He was just really making it obvious he was Christmas wrapping up that story.
Oh!
Hold on, you sent me a story, but then I started. Okay, the nose one.
We don't have to do that.
Are we having a bit of a jingle balls up?
I don't know. But Christmas is.
As we were talking about our family traditions at Christmas,
Oh, yeah.
Lucy, we got a story for you. You can take it. Here is. What the fuck are we doing? What are we even doing here? Where's the Lucy? Yes, let's do that because there is an abundance of different traditions with families. Everybody does things differently, and Christmas obviously is subjective to everybody because there wouldn't be you sat there with an elf hat on and Shane going, "Oh, humbug, fuck the world. I'm going to drink rum like Alex is." Right. So let's look at this story here, which reads here. From a shrimp tree to soup in a stocking, readers' unusual Christmas traditions. Do you want to take this story, Luce?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously we know that different countries do different things for different Christmases, right? So the Germans...
Navidad.
Exactly. I think the Germans, they're all about the Christmas Eve, et cetera, et cetera. I think as well, maybe in Norway, I think a woman and she can throw a shoe over her shoulder and, it tells whether or not she's going to find love that year and all that different stuff. But this is about actual people's traditions. So, honestly, it's become a tradition that my brother, when he talks to mum about Christmas, the first thing he says is, "Did you get the Paxo in?" And it really is. It really is. It's almost it's gone past an insult to her cooking that he only wants Paxo to just now it's his family joke. And like little things like my mum always buys Terry's chocolate oranges to go in the stockings. Everyone always buys chocolate for everybody. And then the tradition is that my brother will then eat my chocolate on Boxing Day because I don't eat chocolate.
Oh.
Because I'm too sick because I've eaten every last thing in the fridge, the cheese boards, the leftover turkey, the pates, the biscuit. I do not go lacking just because I don't eat chocolate. So we've got one person that says watching Mamma Mia is their Christmas tradition. I think that's nice. Mum has a habit of telling us which bits of the dinner she could have done better. And one bit, when Christmas almost 20 years ago, she said, I've overcooked the broccoli a bit. And somebody replied, well, you've spoiled Christmas for everyone. And that sentence now has become part of their Christmas tradition. Olives in protein bars. So they were traveling together, and that's all they were able to get when they were in Belize. So now 6 Christmases later, that's what they get for each other. Sleeping under the tree. They did it when the kids were little, and now 8 years later, the kids still look forward to getting the sleeping bags out and sleeping under the tree. Frozen pizza. Well, maybe they can go fresh now. They can go to Asda's.
Yeah.
My mom's parents were
Create
divorced,
your own.
so we always had Christmases to celebrate. So they're rushing around. So we were always so exhausted rushing around to all different people. They got store-bought pizza for dinner. And then all of a sudden, 25th, now many years on, now there's a Christmas in a pizza waiting for her. It's just really nice. The one is Happy Birthday, which brings up the terrible thing that there are some poor bastards out there with the birthday on Christmas Day. And
Timmy's on New Year's Day. So he gets fireworks for his birthday, but he's just
at least he gets 2 days. People that are born on Christmas Day, they grow up when people go, I got you just one present. So I know that some people, they'll do Christmas up until like maybe 12 o'clock. Then they put away all the decorations and then they make it into a birthday day or vice versa. So they try and have 2 different days in one day. But I mean, work it backwards, guys. What's 25th of December, 9th? So on the 29th, on the 25th of March, keep your legs shut.
yeah.
Think about the children.
It doesn't always work that way, though, Luce. I mean, Timmy kept us waiting. I was supposed to have Christmas off, right? So when I worked at Asda, you weren't supposed to have time up at Christmas at all. So I was like, I'm gonna have paternity over Christmas. Fuck you. He was born on New Year's Day. I had to work all through Christmas because of him and how lazy he was. I love him. Have you guys got any traditions? Shane, have you got any traditions? Obviously, you make the stuffing and stuff. But
that's my thing, I guess. I mean, just simple ones, really. I mean, we always used to go to the pub until the pub closed. Yeah. But yeah, the normal stuff, really. Nothing really unique. Just the same. Sat with your fly open and your jeans open on the sofa afterwards. Watch a Bond movie. Always watch a Bond movie at Christmas.
Mum or Dad fall asleep on the sofa.
Because I'm the youngest in the family, it's always my job to put the star on top of the Christmas tree. And I'm 39, and if you go to touch that fucking star, I will stab you. My job.
Imagine Lucy when she eventually has kids. She's like, you can back the fuck up. Look at her face. Maybe.
I think that's the thought about having kids. It's
no! It's like, have you seen Alien?
Lucy, that's so elfish. Sorry.
Hey! Yeah, I am elfish. I like drinking regularly and disposable income. Merry Christmas to me, everyone.
Okay, so that's family traditions. I mean, the stories that family do, the silly things that family do is another tradition that people share. My he's passed away now, but my wife's stepdad Steve, who was just an amazing guy. The one year, okay, so I'm married to a Colombian, so South American, and the family are all dark. They got an accent and they all speak Spanish. And one day we were sat around. It was after Christmas. We were all kind of doing that thing. Oh God, I'm so full, I can't move. And there's a knock at the door, right? And Steve opens the door and he goes, "Oh, great. Have you come to join in the fun then?" He invites this woman in and she stands nervously in the lounge and she's looking around and everybody's going, "Who is this lady?" And he's like, "Is that not one of your friends?" And it wasn't. It was a British Heart Foundation charity worker. He thought was a friend and just invited her into the party. And she was just like, "Can I go now?" It was hilarious. It was brilliant. The best thing ever. I love you, Steve. I miss you so much. He was just so brilliant and stuff like that.
That's class.
Oh, God. We've got a couple of comments in. Fellatio. What do priests and Christmas trees have in common? Their balls are just ornamental.
Or at least they're supposed to be.
Yeah, they're supposed to be. Yeah.
Jacques Mioff. I love Jacques Mioff. He's got the same.
Jacques Mioff looks just like the other chap, doesn't he?
I know. Look at that.
I mean, he's a dead ringer for Drew Peacock as well. Honestly, I think it's triplets up there in Durham.
Yeah.
Lucy, I think this is BBC voice time. You got to read this out in BBC voice. Are you ready?
I remember lying in bed as a child waiting for Santa to come. And then there was that awkward silence as he got dressed and left.
The old ones are the best.
I like that. And Jatinda, it's actually worked out the 50p pocket money thing, and he says, if the kid gets 50p pocket money in 52 weeks, that's £26. If she charges £40 every year, there is a £14 deficit. How does the kid afford that? Well, it's £10, and that's still like just under half of what they earn.
Yeah,
child labour.
Yeah.
Just make a choice. Anything. Hey, if that child grows up with financial and fiscal responsibility, who's fucking winning?
Hand it over. But I wanted to buy hand it over. I wanted an Elsa doll.
We haven't even talked about your rent.
I wonder if she just charged the kid rent.
But can you imagine?
Right, this year,
all joking aside, can you imagine if children grew up with an idea that money exists and there was fiscal responsibility? I mean, I cannot blame this woman for this.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think we're kind of in agreement there, I guess. But I think you're like, nah, cough up. And I'm like, nah.
Kids do, though, don't they? In all fairness, most kids, from about the age of 13 or whatever, they have a paper round or whatever.
Trust me to bring up a story. It's my time to talk now, and I've got to refill my rum. Okay, right. Every year, there's always the I love Christmas, Lucy, and the fucking hate Christmas, Shane. Right? It's not for everybody, right? But this year, can we not just give people a break and let people just enjoy Christmas to the max? It's been the worst year ever. So people are going all out with buying lights. They're doing as much as they can to make the houses look great, to spread that cheer. That's the only thing. But there are wars going on. There are wars going on amongst people because of the lights. And there's this story here that Lucy shared. It says families ordered to pull Christmas lights down as they are a health and safety risk. What do you mean? You say, I'm going to carry on. It says 2 families have been left fuming after they were asked to remove the Christmas decorations from their homes following a complaint. Leanne Beaver from Sherford, Devon, and your neck of the woods, Lucy, received a phone call on Tuesday telling her to remove the festive lights as they were a risk of being against health and safety regulations. Her next-door neighbour, Claire Harrison, has also been asked to remove her decorations. Miss Beaver, unfortunate name, said, apparently there's too much in our ass. And there's been a complaint being put against us, which is against health and safety regulations. They said we'll have to remove them. Our housing officer has contacted us. I can't read today. Contacted us today, saying that she doesn't know anything about it. She has been brilliant about it, and she can't see the problem with it. So there are people out there that are like, "You fucking arrogant cunts! How dare you celebrate Christmas?" Sorry, joke pit.
Alex dropped to C-bomb. Alex dropped to C-bomb.
Yeah, sorry, going to kick us off now on the Facebook. Sorry, I apologise. I think this year is the year we could do without the Grinch, right? We can do without that shit.
Yeah, man.
Come on, people have died. Come on, let's just enjoy this one. And well, yeah. Sorry, Mom. My mom would batter me if she heard me saying that in person. She'd be like, "Oh!" So yeah. And there is another story as well that kind of backs this up. Lucy sent this to me as well. It says here that you could face a £20,000 fine for your Christmas lights.
What is this?
This
what
is
world are we living in, man?
I don't know what's going on.
Is it 1984? Is it Orwell's 1984, isn't it? Fuck off.
If anybody's listening that can make it for us, I want some Karen Zilla music. Karen, Karen, some like proper demonic.
You do not know if the person that complained about these lights is male or female.
You tell me this isn't a Karen. Go on, tell me.
I don't agree with the term Karen. I think it's a term used as a divisive put down for women when they get to speak their mind. If you want to call me a fucking Karen for saying that, up yours.
What do you call a lad that's grown up and he's a bit naughty and he's done a bit of this and a bit of that? He's a Jack the lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
So what's the male equivalent of a Karen then?
I think wasn't it? Oh, wasn't it something like a Bruce? Wasn't it? I can't remember. But they did.
I don't like that guy dressing up as a clown. I'm going to beat him to death. Sorry.
Male equivalent.
So as long as there's a male equivalent.
Oh my god! Literally, I typed in male and then the letter E, and it came up with one of the search answers was male equivalent to Karen.
No, brilliant.
Oh, Chad. CHAD. I always thought Chad. I don't know anybody was the guy that drank out of red Solo cups at parties.
I thought Chads were like normal people from America. It's an American name, isn't it?
Never met a Chad in my life. I've met loads of Karens, and I've met some really nice Karens as well, actually. I've got some friends called Karen. It's an unfortunate thing, but my point being is, right, if you're a really, really shy extrovert and you don't like, getting out there and be one of those fucking guys, and someone's like, oh, it's Jack the lad, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
No.
There are literally pages of discussion and arguments about what the male equivalent is. I mean, I think it's Brad. I think it's Richard. Frank's in the running.
Yeah. See, if I was thinking of a busybody, I would go with something like Colin or Ian.
My name is Percival II. I do believe your lights are over a certain brightness, which it impedes my vision when I'm driving in my my Jaguar SUV with my LED lights. I like to scare people, and I can't because your lights are impeding my lights. It's almost like Star Wars. Sorry,
what do you think about Jeff? Do you think he's a bit of a Jeff?
Oh, Jeff.
No, Jeff's a cool name. Jeff's a good. I like Jeff. That's a cool name. That is. Hi, my name's Jeff.
I'm just reading Hugh Janet's joke.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, don't. I don't think he really wants people to slag off Collins. I mean, the thing as well, I know I don't agree with the term Karen because I think it is a device to put down women when they have an opinion. But then I met a Karen recently, and fuck me, was she the poster child? I was like, she's not helping the cause.
I mean, like, what if your name's Bob and you're not anybody's uncle? I mean, like, the fuck? Like, I mean, like, I'm sorry, but yeah. Hugh Janus says, what does Mrs. Claus get when she wears tight leggings? He says, mistletoe.
Oh.
Ryan
And Berger.
That joke? Snowman.
What? Can you read that comment out there from Ryan Berger, Lucy?
Karen's a Karen, fuck them. Well, I mean, you can if as long as it's consenting.
Yeah.
Only if you've trimmed those pubes. A hardwood floor is better than a shag carpet.
You better look like a kid if you want Karen.
So yeah, be careful your lights, people, because you'll end up with a 20 grand fine because some miserable fucker.
I love Christmas lights. I like twinkly lights. And when people have just plain white Christmas lights, I think they look fucking stunning. But you do get those houses that, you can just see the electricity bill going through the roof.
There's always one on every street.
They always say it's for charity, but they are the crappiest old sort of, they're like 10 years old, sort of, Rudolph has got like one reindeer, one antler, sorry. There's always like a blow-up Santa that looks a little bit deflated. And you know that there's going to be a night worker living next to them. with like neon bright lights going on. So I mean, I think I read this story a bit further. They want lights to be turned on and off at decent times.
Yeah.
And also don't just leave music attached to those lights. Some of them do sort of like, oh yeah, you're on the inside of the double glazing. The other poor fuckers haven't. and there is always the worry that they just have cables trailing through the window. That was the one thing I saw as well, where people were using indoor lights outdoor, and they thought, well, if the plug's inside, it'll be fine. Yeah. Darwin's house lights.
Darwinism.
I think there's with anything like this, it's got to be common sense, right? If it's Halloween and you've got some thing out in the garden going, up until 3 o'clock in the morning, and you know it's the Christmas equivalent of that. Got trains running around, whoop whoop. You know, you got lights out.
The lasers are the worst. The lasers, they go through everybody's window, and it doesn't matter where you are. It just goes straight through the window, even with your curtains closed. It's a fucking pain in the ass.
Hold on. Have we just become Karens? Are we complaining about this shit? Are we all Karens now? What the fuck's just happened?
If you do this, because if you upset your neighbours, it can actually, it can be in your tenancy that you're not allowed to do this. So always make sure you check the Santa Claus.
Yes, Lucy, there she is. We were doing puns on Wednesday, and I think Andy Imhoff was on the show, and he was like, "Oh, so glad Lucy isn't here." That was his actual comment. It was brilliant. Okay, we've done the traditions. Okay, I think you've got the headline story, Shane.
Well, I like this one.
Here we go.
It's not about Christmas, you know. It's a non-Christmas story. So, depression and erectile dysfunction drugs recalled after package mix-up. So, what happened was pharmaceutical distributor Avcar, I think it's pronounced, is voluntarily recalling 100 milligram Slidenfil tablets and 100 milligram trazodone tablets due to a product mix-up, the company announced on Wednesday. The tablets were involved in a mix-up where they were inadvertently packaged together when they were bottled by a third-party vendor. So sildenafil, or whatever it's called, is the active ingredient in Viagra, which is used for the treatment of erectile dysfunction. Trazodone is used to treat major depressive disorder. Unintentionally, consumption of sildenafil, I'm saying it different every time, can pose serious health risks to those with underlying health issues, such as lowering blood pressure to dangerous levels for those taking other prescriptions that contain nitrates. Unintentional intake of trazodone can result in sedation, dizziness, constipation, and blurred vision. So I'm going to stop there because the expected results for what you want are going to be very different. So you can imagine the scene. You said, you know, it's going to be a sexy night in with the missus, you know, but you're having a bit of problem with the old erectile dysfunction. Oh, I'll take a couple of these. Before you know it, it's like, falling asleep and you need shit. Not the desired intention. And if you're, and you know, these people who are really depressed are suddenly really horny. I mean, oh dear me.
Okay, so I just imagine, right? You're like, oh yeah, I heard this thing on the Weekly Bazaar, right? Which made a mint selling tickets to my own Christmas dinner, right? Got this hooker, right? She's looking great, right? Ooh. Oh, sorry, sex worker. Sorry, Lucy.
I was going to say.
As a sex worker. That's because of Eva. She's a bad influence. Right, anyway, and you know, he spent £300 on his hooker. He's taking his tablet. Oh yeah, I'm gonna give her a good old rot. And he's just like, yeah. So I'm gonna do the. Meanwhile, she's robbing your house. Yeah.
And then he will need antidepressants.
Yeah. So yeah, interesting.
Oh,
there's just and on the flip side,
which is even funnier, really,
like,
isn't it?
It's not funny because there's a guy going, I can never get laid. You know, I'm fed up with pornography. It's depressing me. You know, I'm going to take my tablet now because I'm feeling down. And I was like, and then he's just like, ooh, I need to fuck. Oh, ooh, he's got his raging hard on. He's like, ah! Crazy beating it like. Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's the most unfortunate mix-up, isn't it? You couldn't ask for two totally different tablets to be mixed.
My instant reaction was there was a Christmas party at the pharmacy, and there's this man or woman sort of like with jars, there were pills everywhere, going, I'm in there. What are these? White? Oh, I think these are the white pill jars.
Yeah, third-party vendor. Yeah. Right.
They're at the back of the room throwing them in, going, there you go, you got another one in, Steve. Hey! Throwing it in.
Oh, dear. Brilliant.
Comment there from Ryan. It says, they should have been fine. Who's ever sad with a hard-on? Well, I don't know. It depends how big you are and how much blood you're losing from the vital organs in your body, in all honesty. And then Ryan just sends us with a blank thing. I think he's done the same thing. He's kind of like, whoa.
He's took one of them pills.
What am I going to do with this thing? Raid the villages. All right, okay. We're gonna move on to our next segment. There's the Canada story. Are we doing the Canada story?
Fuck that. Let's go straight to science with Alex.
Okay. I love that. Shane's like, you put it on. Fuck it. Anyway, we go.
Grab your thinking caps. It's time for the most popular radio segment on the face of the planet. Welcome to Science with Alex. Hit it. He loves China. He's not a racist. He likes turtles. Only on the USUK Weekly Bazaar.
Oh, we're back, guys. We're back, guys.
We're back.
Woo. It's always a rush, that song, right? Thank you, Andy off. Andy off.
Andy off.
That's our little team workout.
Yeah, I'm sweating, man.
I like it.
Take my jumper off.
Fucking exercise. I'll have a pizza later.
It's the blood flowing, you know. Okay, so for the Science of Alex, we've got one story today.
I was technically rocking around the Christmas tree there.
Hey.
Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Right, hang on. Music infringement. Don't do it.
Yeah. Today's Science of Alex is brought to you by this guy. What's going on? Why isn't it loading up? Can you see that? Oh, there you go. It's like, this is a planet.
I swear, darling, I'm this big.
This is a planet. This is a planet. Okay. It says here, Christmas star not seen in 800 years. Well, will light up on longest night of the year. A planetary conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn will be the closest to Earth since medieval times, actually. I think you'll find.
I think it's the Star of Bethlehem.
Yes.
Could have been.
Yes.
Could have been. You never know.
It says here that an NBC News notes that the cosmic occurrence known as the Great Conjunction of 2020 will light up the darkest day of the year when Jupiter and Saturn appear close together on the winter solstice. Solstice. Astronomers have referred to the occurrence as the Christmas star. Idiots. A term that stems from the Christian Bible Star of Bethlehem. Some believe that the Star of Bethlehem. Some believe that the star of Bethlehem could have been a planetary conjunction between Venus and Jupiter about 2,000 years ago. While Jupiter-Saturn conjunctions occur every 2 decades, the last one happened close to the Sun, making it difficult to see. The forthcoming 2020 conjunction will be the closest to Earth since 1623, the closest observable since 1226. Oh, they go back, don't they? Were they there? Did they have a camera? Did they? Bunch of idiots. Okay, the conjunction won't occur this visibly again until March 2080. Jupiter is brighter than any star in our solar system, and Saturn is about as bright as the brightest stars. Their orbits are distinctly different. Jupiter takes nearly 12 years to rotate around the Sun, and Jupiter takes even longer, 29 years. The conjunction occurs when these two planets overlap. Wow, who'd have thought?
So yada yada yada. They're really, really close together. By the eye, people think it's one
Big,
star.
Shiny.
There is a problem,
like
though. How are we going to find 3 wise men in this day and age?
How are we going to find gold, frankincense, and myrrh?
That or a fucking virgin?
Can you get that
I
at
was gonna say, go cash converter. They got loads of gold there, mate.
Excuse me, mate. What will you give me for this Frankenstein's?
Where are you going? I'm going to go cash converter to get some gold, and then I'm going to go Holland and Barrett's to get the frankincense and myrrh.
What's myrrh?
Have you ever smelt myrrh? Have you ever been around myrrh? Have you ever seen it? That's that shit that they wave around with the smoke coming out of it,
Yeah.
like funerals and stuff, right? I've smelt it. It's very pungent. It fucking clears a room, I'll tell you.
Oh, wow.
So
does my dad at Christmas.
Wasn't myrrh the name of the person that tricked a woman into marrying him, even though wasn't myrrh
Yeah, I think
the
his
woman
name was something like
a
Myrrh.
man? And I think this was in Thailand, was it? Or Vietnam?
Myrrh.
Oh, I just had a weekly bizarre flashback then. Oh.
And this comment here, it goes really well with that. It goes, that explains the random blackouts. Hi guys, do you ever find yourself walking along the street? Do you find yourself comatose on the pavement or sidewalk, thinking about past stories about the Weekly Bazaar? Do you feel like Kyle Walker's walking into your bedroom at night? Okay, moving on. Okay. This is my my take on all this. Okay, there's lots of websites spreading lots of shit amongst truth at the moment about the Marvel movies that are coming out, about Keanu Reeves, DC shit going out. So there's some facts and some truth. Okay, so you can kind of get away with sort of spreading any kind of bullshit at the moment. Like Disney dropped the fucking mic last night. They were kind of like, "Yo, we own the world. Poof, pay us," and then we will. Oh, we fucking will.
Very excited about some of those projects. I have to say.
Yeah. Well, we could talk for another hour about that, but we're not going to. We're going to conclude my story. This is a metaphor for the Bible. Okay, so maybe one night they were like, "Oh my God, look at this conjunction," and they were like, "Whoa, we should put it in the book, man. That book we're writing." There you go. That's what happened.
Well, you know that I love my stargazing, and it's nice for there to be something up there that's not just fucking Elon Musk doing his shed out. So I'm gonna December the 21st. I'm gonna be out there, and I tell you what, go to the bookmakers now and put money on the fact that December the 21st in the evening is going to be overcast. I can tell you that now for a fucking. It's not even a gamble. This is just go out and put money on that I cannot stargaze on December the 21st. If there's anything good happening up there, I can't see it.
It's always cloudy, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Always happen.
Yeah. I've got a couple of comments come in. David Dart sounds like
That was
sounds.
us doing our.
That was yeah. Great. Thanks, David.
I was going to say, because the Weekly Bazaar is always rolling in the pussy. Here we go. Jack Me Off says, Lucy's face. That's worth that. Why did Shane travel to Bethlehem on Christmas evening? Because he wanted to speak to the manger. Is he saying that Shane is the new carrot?
He's saying that Shane is and you've got a friend called Shane, haven't you, Alex?
I do. Yeah. I love him very much.
Yeah, it must be that Shane. It'd be that Shane, not me.
No,
I can see it.
Our Shane's too lovely. I think it's the other Shane that you keep talking about.
We shall see. We're doing a whole day of recording tomorrow. Anyway, look, the star's coming out. Just don't follow it, man. Don't follow it. If you're going to have a backup GPS, because you know what people will do. They'll be like, I fucking died because of a star. I want to see the manager. I want compensation because I followed this star like it did in the Bible, you know, because that's what this is. It's an omen. It's the end of the world. We're going to follow the star. And I walked off the Grand Canyon. Now I'm dead. I'm suing you.
Yeah, I ended up at Miss Millie's in Catherine.
How do you sue someone when you're dead?
Well, you know.
It brings us back to Ray the Ghost. He's at it again. He's still trying to screw people.
Hey.
I do wonder the people that do watch this show every week and have done. I mean, listen to it from the beginning.
What is the matter with them? That's what I
know. But do they recognise the callbacks at the Kyle Walker things and the ghost stuff? And
I'm sure they do.
Interesting.
Hey, it's not our job to dumb down. It's their job to stand taller.
Yeah.
All right, we better get out of here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because we've been going for long enough.
He's got to go.
Got to do.
Yeah, I've got to go bring the Indian takeaway by me and shout at them.
Give us some stick, Alex.
Yeah, I'm going to fork it up.
I would definitely make sure that for those of you that don't know, that Alex ordered a curry, and not only did they not bring it on time, they were verbally abusive, physically threatening, and then mentioned about spitting their food. So one, I would make sure I mention it on all of your Shrewsbury Biscuit podcasts. Two, I'd have a little phony-wony with environmental health. Because I don't believe food hygiene ratings include spitting in people's food.
No. I like this restaurant. We've been going to this restaurant for years, and I don't think it's a reflection on the restaurant, the more the driver. And I got to say, he did say that. He got the wrong address, right? He got the wrong address, not us. And he was waving the receipt in my face going, look, it's here. It's on the receipt. And I was like, well, that's your problem, isn't it? That's your fault. And he was like, oh, well, don't fucking order from us again because I'll spit in your food. And I chased him off the step. I haven't done that in years. I was like, you. And I chased him to his car.
Were you going to slay him?
Oh!
I was going to slay him. Yeah.
Oh, dear me.
Absolutely. Oh, okay. Let's talk about.
Regrets, though, everybody. Let's just stay in the present. I forgot I had a sleigh bell next to me for the whole show. You are so lucky.
I bet she's got plenty of those puns left in her stocking. There you go.
Oh, I got a sack full of them.
And she's going to be shoving them down your fucking chimney. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, if it comes to good puns, I can make it rain, dear.
Yeah. Be hitting you in the face like a fucking comet. Okay. Lucy, talk about you for a bit. What are you doing? What are you up to?
December the 17th, but it's going to be like 1 o'clock in the morning, so December the 18th, the next morning. I'm doing a Christmas charity gig with the comedy club that I've been working with in South Bend, Indiana.
Nice.
It's $10 for the ticket, and all the money goes to the Family Justice Court, so victims, shelters for spouses and children of violence and sad times after divorce. And it feels really good to be organising it. I know I'm never going to. I know that it's 3,000 miles away, but it's really nice to know that even though I'm inside doing my online comedy, that it can have a benefit to somebody. So I'm playing the elf, and I'm mixing up all this set so the comedians will not be doing their own joke. It's amazing. There's a guy in Cleveland that's now watching the BBC worldwide trying to do truck puns. It's going to be so amazing. It's going to be a Christmas switch up. But I'll put details on Lucy Orchard Comedy if any of our American viewers would like to join, or if anyone wants to stay up late and watch it as well, or goes to a good cause.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Nice one, Lee.
I love that, by the way. I love that. That's a really good idea for it's a good concept. I like it. Shane, what are you up to? Obviously doing ice casting a bit. What did you do last week? What can people watch already?
Last week we interviewed Dan Abnett, the writer, about his new Vampirella book, which it was a great episode actually, because Dan just is such a great guy to interview because he's just talks so much. It's fantastic. He didn't have to do anything. I just sat there and nodded. And this coming week we've got Charlie Adlard of Walking Dead fame. He's got a new art book out.
Really?
And we've
do you need a co-host? Do you need someone to come sit with you? I'll do it.
Oh, I know how much you love Charlie, Alex.
Does he know though? Is he like?
I don't think there's any doubt.
Is he aware?
Charlie, I'd put a restraining order in with the Christmas card. If I was you.
Definitely.
Oh well.
The only guy hoping that Alex Whiteley is in tier 3.
So that'll be next Thursday at 8:00, and we've got a competition running between now and then to win 3 signed copies of the new book. Nice. So if you want, all they've got to do to enter the competition is to follow our channel, which is Small Zone Events on YouTube. And that's
awesome.
About it.
Awesome. I have got a full day of recording tomorrow. I'm recording 9 podcasts tomorrow.
Whoa! Hardcore.
But the Shrewsbury Biscuit Open Studio Sessions, which we do 7 shows, and we've got really, really good fucking lineup this week. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
So we're recording them, the 7, and then we're doing 2 recordings of What's the Difference, so we can have a break at Christmas. We're going to be speaking to Robert Bruce. If you've watched Comic Book Man, you'll know who Robert Bruce is. He created it's a HorrorCon. I think it's HorrorCon. He's a big toy guy. He's one of the biggest he's one of the best.
Everyone knows Bruce. It's one of the best Christmas trees you can get.
And we're speaking to one of the biggest TV executives on the planet. Believe me when I tell you that this guy is huge. He's huge. He created South Park, right? He's massive. Brian Graydon is coming on our show. Voted one of the most influential gay men in history. I cannot wait to speak to this guy. I can't wait to do this. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. And yeah, we've got lots going on. I want to give a shout out to my friend as well. Do you remember? I mentioned something about pods up north. Ant McGillen came on our show, big ginger beard, podcasting. Yeah, I think you were on the show, Lucy, weren't you? Were you on the show?
We've only had one guest.
On the Wednesday Night Live show.
Oh,
on the Wednesday Night Live, we had Ant McGinley.
I'm pretty certain on Wheatley Bazaar we've had one guest. I was like, I know this
Ant McGinley is. Ant McGinley is a podcasting OG. He was there for like the creation of the RSS feed. Like that's how old he's been doing this. And he runs a thing called Pods. Oh yeah, and he'd probably agree with me. Oh yeah, that's right, Alex. Yeah, it's facts. Yeah, facts. Absolutely. Well, a few weeks ago they ran something called Pods Up North, and it's all about podcasts up the northern end of the UK because everything seems to be focused around London, right? So let's talk about things that are up the north end of the country. Cool. But obviously, because everything's virtual at the moment, they opened up to an international audience and they asked us all questions. I did a little video snippet for them, and then they kind of answered my questions and everybody else that did stuff. And it's about $7.99 to pay for it, but you get 2.5 hours worth of worldwide podcast advice that will help you grow your show. So check out Pods Up North. Go and buy that video. It's on Vimeo. You know, where you have to buy videos and shit. Yeah. Go and buy that video. It's worth it. Really is worth it. Anyway.
One more plug, if you don't mind.
Oh, please do.
This weekend, Cosmic Rays release their Christmas single.
And you really forgot to fucking plug it. Shane, you are tremendous. I swear to God.
Wow. I'd love to get a copy of that, man. I really would love to get a copy of it. Signed.
Yeah, well, it's not. There's no physical release. It's digital only.
Fucking hell, man. Can you get in to sign up me in Bitcoin then?
Hey, look, Santa's got enough presents to deliver. He doesn't need Cosmic Ray albums on top of it. Fucking download it, you lazy bastards.
Okay, let's talk about USUK. What's going on at USUK? Because we've got 4 great shows. We do. We have USUK Chronicles, which is hosted by Jamie Stevens and Tom Stevens. So that's wrong.
Really
Jamie Westwood,
Brilliant.
and Tom Stevens, amazing, aren't they? Yeah. They had the Argentinian Joker. He's a cosplayer, an ingenious cosplayer, Alejandro something or other. Sorry, but that's his name. And go check them out. They had Mark Bernard in on like 2 weeks ago.
That was a great show. That was amazing.
One of them, he's podcast legendary. USUK, What's the Difference? Which is me and Tom Bruno. We have a show with Amanda Jones coming out on Monday, which is from Shropshire Supports Refugees, and she is amazing. She's going to blow your mind. Honestly, she's fantastic. And then, like I said, tomorrow we're recording 2 big shows. There's this show as well, The Weekly Bazaar, which is us doing what we've just done for the last hour and something. I love this show to pieces. The most bizarre, trending news stories. And then there's USUK Wednesday Night Live, which is exactly what it sounds like. 9 p.m. every Wednesday, we come to you live, and we just shoot the shit, basically. It's what people want to hear us do. Before we get out of here, I want to say that I want you guys to go out there and look out for your community. Hashtag USUK Cares. I went to Shrewsbury Food Hub. I can see little Timmy in the background. Hashtag USUK Cares. Go out in your community and do something good this December. Get a picture. Send it to us. Stay in the show. Staying in the show. Send us your pictures of you going out and helping out. Use the hashtag USUK Cares, and if I think I'm going to pick the best one, and I'm going to personally pay for you a T-shirt for you, and I'll send you out a USUK T-shirt. So there you go.
Cool.
I'm actually I've decided my community thing that I'm going to do is we've got a canal in our village, and I'm going to go down the canal and I'm going to pick up litter from dirty bastards that can't carry a piece of litter 5 minutes further on to the bin. Because we've got loads of wildlife and swans, amazing birds. So yeah, I'm going to do that.
Nice. Somebody's got a question for Lucy. Taco Maniac.
It's something about dick, isn't it?
It's going to be something completely.
You've got about 5 seconds to write this question, Taco Maniac, before getting the fuck out of here. I'm going to go fight with an Indian restaurant.
2, 1.
Access denied. This has been the Weekly Bazaar. I've been Alex Whiteley.
I've been Shane Chebsey.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. I'm Lucy Orchard.
And we love you guys. Peace out. And we'll catch you very much next week.